Last.Time on Dragon Ball Z. Trunks pushed his strength to record-breaking levels, but the Saiyan's bulky muscles made him too slow to land a decent punch, and Cell was quick to demonstrate how to do it right. Down but not out, Trunks got back on his feet and was ready to go another round, but Cell had other plans in mind.
How did you get so strong? I can't believe you developed those fighting skills in such a short time. If I gave you more time, could you get stronger?
Maybe. Why do you want to know?
Because there is going to be a tournament. Each member of your team may challenge me. I will fight them one-on-one. It should be very entertaining.
Cell has let the young Saiyan live, but now he must take part in a deadly tournament to decide the course of the future. The countdown begins today on Dragon Ball Z.
You, me, we have the ability to do great things.
Yeah!
Now how about getting something to eat?
Sure!
Oh, hi, Vegeta. How are you?
Aren't enough? It's time to get the word out.
The stage has been set. The tournament is about to begin. Soon, the Z Warriors will learn where the next World Martial Arts Tournament will be held. Are they ready to take on an invincible monster like Cell one by one? Will Cell play by the rules? Will there be any rules? Find out on the next Dragon Ball Z. Last time on Dragon Ball Z, Cell left Trunks with an unusual announcement. The android plans to revive the World Martial Arts Tournament. With its body and ego badly bruised, the young Saiyan returned to his friends to bear the ominous message. Back at Capsule Corporation, word of the tournament was greeted with shock and suspicion. I mean, would you trust an unbeatable android that is bent on destroying the world? I don't think so.
But I am. Only I can beat Cell.
There's little time to prepare, so the fighters better make it count. Because if Cell gets his way, these days just might be their last. In 10 days, the competition is set to begin, but Cell has yet to reveal the location of his terrifying tournament. He's been busy carving up the landscape, building the perfect battleground to put his enemies to rest. Cell is ready to go public with the location of his tournament. But the question is, will he be playing by his own rules?
Yes, that will do just fine. It should be large enough. And now, to get the word out.
Diagnostic scan initiated. Subject in position.
Now let's see what we've got here. Interesting. A most unusual design.
Be careful, youngster! Krillin's head is pretty slippery!
Wow, Krillin, I think your head is your secret weapon.
Cell's evil extravaganza is well underway. The Cell games will no doubt captivate audiences all over the world, spreading fear and chaos just as the android wants. And with Cell's impressive fighting record, the odds seem heavily stacked in his favor. But as it is with any good competition, there's still plenty of room for an upset. Because up in Kami's lookout, behind the doors of the hyperbolic time chamber, Goku and Gohan continue to train. If this father-son duo can harness the true potential of the Super Saiyan, there's no telling what could happen when the tournament day arrives. All eyes are on you, Goku. Next time on Dragon Ball Z. Last time on Dragon Ball Z, Cell took to the airwaves to announce his malicious plan.
Exactly 9 days from today, bring me your best fighters and I will face them one by one. If I am not defeated, the Earth belongs to me.
Viewers worldwide could do little more than stare into their TV screens, waiting to wake up from this horrible dream. But the dream will not end, and the terror is real today on Dragon Ball Z.
All right, let me see. Was it the green one or was it the red one? No. Maybe I'll try the white one. Now, where did I put my flag?
I think we'll just train outside until then.
You're not serious! What? Goku wants to train in the outer world? But will it be enough for the final battle against Cell? Things are pretty serious, Goku. I hope you know what you're doing.
Hey, this is Goku. Join me in the next episode of Dragon Ball Z as Gohan and I begin our time in the outside world with some good old R&R. There's lots of people to see, including Chi-Chi, and I hope she recognizes her son now that he's a Super Saiyan. Cell may be getting a little nervous, but not me. I'm gonna enjoy these next few days as much as I can. There's a big battle on the way next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z. Goku and Gohan finally returned from their year of training, and Goku traveled to the tournament grounds to size up his competition. It was a tense moment on the soon-to-be battlefield as the two superpowers butted heads, and that fight is just 9 days away.
Well then, Goku, you've just made my little match even more interesting.
Well, if I were to fight him right now, I'm pretty confident that he would beat me into the ground.
He can still use the hyperbolic time chamber once more.
Gohan and I don't need a turn.
What?
There's still 9 days left, so I think we'll just train outside until then.
You're not serious!
Looks like he is serious, Vegeta. But what is the secret to Goku's confidence? Start making your guesses, ladies and gentlemen. You've got 9 days to figure it out on Dragon Ball Z.
What do you mean you're not going back in? You mean you don't need to go?
Nope, there's no point.
But why? You do realize you can still spend another day in there.
I understand, but I'd rather not go in.
Awfully fishy to me.
Wow, that was intense.
Yes, Tien. Yes, it was. But imagine if he had exerted all of his energy at once. I doubt any of us would still be standing here now.
Well, now,
Krillin's onto something. This doesn't look like a good training schedule for the hopeful savior of the planet. And with only 9 days left before the Cell Games begin, there isn't much room for error. The day is fast approaching. Next time on Dragon Ball Z. On the last episode of Dragon Ball Z, Goku and Gohan headed home after completing their training in the hyperbolic time chamber. Elsewhere, Cell was doing his own training, preparing for the approaching martial arts tournament. As Vegeta quarreled with the others over who would get to train in the hyperbolic time chamber, Goku decided to take a different approach.
let's get your mom and go on home. We'll have some time to relax there. I figure we'll have 3 days of rest, plus 3 days of training, and then 3 more days of rest before the tournament.
Hey, Dad, can I ask you something?
Hmm?
Well, I just want to know. Do you think we have a chance to beat Cell?
Hey, let's not worry about all that right now. We've got 9 days. Let's get back for a while.
And so, Goku's unusual training program began.
Gosh, how nice.
The Super Saiyan stomachs have been filled, and now it's time for Gohan to do his chores. Today on Dragon Ball Z.
Now.
Ah, I see you.
Piccolo, if you're even in there 1 second longer than the allotted time, I'm coming in after you.
Goodbye, Gohan. Come back and see us soon.
With only 8 days left until the tournament begins, Cell is consumed with a desire to test his abilities in combat. Meanwhile, our pure-hearted heroes are more worried about what's for dinner and how best to enjoy the precious time that they have left together. On the last episode of Dragon Ball Z, an old foe from Goku's past resurfaced and was terrorizing some of the local villagers. Little did he know, a special guest was among the villagers that day.
Hey, what?
Oh, what happened? I happened. That's what.
Meanwhile, in the hyperbolic time chamber, Piccolo was a little short on training partners, so he used his patented split form technique to get the ball rolling. It was Piccolo versus Piccolo, Namek versus Namek, in a raging battle that would end up in a stalemate.
Beat Cell, I know you can do it. Huh? I know you'll both be there. At the big tournament, right?
And so, with only 8 days left until the start of the tournament, our heroes headed home with thoughts of good food, relaxing in the sunshine, and of enjoying every moment that they had left together to the fullest.
So Vegeta's furious and he's about to kill him for cutting off his tail. And Jirobe goes, "Please, sir, I really admire you and I'd like to join you if it's not too late."
Man, again? You gotta control it. Like this. Watch me. See?
So you can go out and fish with your dad.
Sure.
Get down!
All right, folks, you got a glimpse. Now, at great risk, we're going in for a better look. Standing at a distance before you, in a stadium that he made himself, is the monster Cell, who has challenged the entire planet to match his strength and skill in a martial arts tournament. Where this monster came from, nobody knows, but we're hoping to learn something about the mystery of his origin today in an exclusive interview.
That night, the sound of laughter could be heard coming from a small house deep in the woods. It could still be heard echoing through the valley even in the wee hours of the morning. Inside, the room was aglow with the love that is shared between true family and friends. It was a night to remember for all. But elsewhere, a vigil of a different kind was being kept. Oblivious to the beauty of the sparkling sky above him, Cell was waiting. Don't miss the next gripping episode of Dragon Ball Z. Next time on Dragon Ball Z, a family picnic is interrupted by a military action that has everyone except Goku and the gang heading for the hills. Rather than wait for the commencement of the Cell Games, somebody decided it was time to take the bull by the horns. But when the all-out assault begins, a sweep of the hand has the entire military missing in action.
Con ropa medio encuerada, en nuestra casa, acomodados. Luego es como tú juegas y el lenguaje que tú le pides, que solo esconden los síntomas sin tocar la raíz del problema. choca con el hueso y te conviertes en una carga para tus hijos.
Last time on Dragon Ball Z, Goku and Gohan struggle to adapt their Super Saiyan strength to life at home.
Man, again? You gotta control it, like me. Watch this, see?
And when you're used to holding planet-conquering tyrants in your grip, passing the mashed potatoes can be one tricky job. With Cell's deadly tournament only days away, Goku was determined to enjoy the simpler things in life. Family ties were strengthened as Chi-Chi held a party for Gohan's 11th birthday. It was a time to share laughs and memories. Dark days lie ahead, and Goku's family and friends are spending this precious time in the best possible way, together. Now, can our heroes find the strength to beat Cell and restore the planet's peace?
Don't you know about all the horrible things that are happening on Earth?
Goku continues with his plan to bring Cell's victims back to life. But with the fateful World Martial Arts Tournament only days away, shouldn't he be thinking about his training? The clock is ticking. Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
On the last episode of Dragon Ball Z, the royal military set out to vanquish Cell with good old-fashioned firearms.
Guns ready!
But if there's anything the people of Earth should have learned by now, it's that you can't destroy supervillains with normal military muscle. And after letting the soldiers have their fun, the devilish android arranged for some amusement of his own.
Judging from their silence, I'd say it's my turn now.
And all the while, Goku listened helplessly through the radio.
Cell, go!
With quick, horrid precision, Cell turned the battlefield into a graveyard. It was a massacre the soft-hearted Goku couldn't bear. Determined to bring Cell's victims back to life, Goku announced a wild plan. Bring back the Dragon Balls. With hopes of recruiting a new guardian from the survivors of Namek, Goku called on King Kai for help. Does this goofy teacher have the info Goku needs? The location of the Nameks?
Goku?
Hello, Master Roshi.
Oh, hello, Gohan. You've gotten so big.
It's been so long. Sure is good to see you, Dende. So is it true you're gonna take over Kami's position?
I think.
Guardian of Earth. Wow, that's one heck of a title.
Now we can see each other every day.
Only 5 more.
And alone on the battleground, the mighty Cell is waiting.
How boring. I should not have given it this long.
Last time on Dragon Ball Z, Goku journeyed into space and brought back a friend, Dende. Taking over Kami's position as Guardian of the Earth, the young Namek didn't waste any time. His first task, a new set of Dragon Balls. By restoring the dragon, Goku hopes to bring back all the people killed during Cell's violent rampage. Now all he has to do is find the Dragon Balls. And as history has shown, that can be a painful task.
Only 5 more.
But he better make it quick, because the evil Cell is growing impatient.
How boring. I should not have given it this long.
The tournament is coming soon. Stay tuned for today's episode of Dragon Ball Z.
Could really get hurt.
What just happened? Could someone please explain?
Looks like your weapons haven't been inspected very recently.
Whoa! Have they been? You idiots! How many times have I told you to inspect the weapons so they'll work when we need them to?
You never said that!
And that makes 7, just in time.
10 more times the Earth has seen the sun rise and fall, and the dawn of the 17th of May has broken. A day that will either ensure the planet's peace or pave way for its destruction.
Are you ready?
Go, we're rolling.
This is Jimmy Firecracker coming to you live. We're standing here on a cliff above the infamous fighting arena where the Cell games are about to begin in 1 short hour. The Cell seems frozen, like a statue.
Who will be victor in this ultimate match? Will it be the perfected Cell? Will it be our hero Goku? Or is the Earth's salvation to be found in the hands of one of these brave fighters? Let the games begin next time on Dragon Ball Z.
talk is over on the next climactic episode of Dragon Ball Z. As the tournament opens its doors, all those who have decided to fight must summon their courage and enter the android's ring. Only one all-important question remains. Who will fight first? Find out next Dragon Ball Z.
¿Te imaginas rechazar? Después de mes, una canción nació, pasó de tocar en pequeño. Muy fácil.
Tengo harto sueño.
Previously on Dragon Ball Z. As the new guardian of the Earth, Dende quickly created a new dragon, and thus brought back the shining powers of the Dragon Balls. As a result, our heroes could bring back all the people killed by Cell. But first, Goku had to zap around the world to collect all 7. And after a troublesome run-in with a goofy gangster and his hired killer, Goku's journey was almost complete. He gathered up 6 of the 7 Dragon Balls and was on his way to find the last.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Hey, all right. I've got all 7 Dragon Balls.
Meanwhile, back at Kami's lookout, a handful of the other fighters were spending their last few moments in preparation. Trunks continued to train his body, while much to Krillin's astonishment, Gohan and Dende chose instead to train their minds with homework. But time is quickly running out. Cell has been waiting days on end for his martial arts tournament, and it begins in less than 1 hour.
Esa tele está de mamífero.
Well, I better go.
You're a little thick, aren't you? Sucker!
And another verbal jab! The fight hasn't even started yet! And in this announcer's humble opinion, it seems Mr. Satan is already winning!
I say, we let the Neanderthal nerdball go first.
You think we should?
It's time.
The buzzer has sounded, and the time for waiting has come to a close. But who will be victorious? Will it be our hero, the strangely confident Goku? Or has Vegeta finally become the strongest of all? The biggest battle ever in the history of Dragon Ball Z is about to begin. Non-stop action is guaranteed, and yet the question remains, will our heroes come out on top and destroy the mighty Cell? Or will it be the end of the Earth as we know it? Let's just hope that Goku and the Z-Fighters can save us all. So don't you dare miss the next exciting episode. Next time on Dragon Ball Z. Last time on Dragon Ball Z, the fighters began to gather for the start of Cell's tournament. And who better to arrive first but the world-famous champion of show, Mr. Satan? And he was quick to announce his plans. Cell was not amused.
Hey, Cell, get a load of this one!
While Mr. Satan and his announcer sidekick continued their moronic taunts, Vegeta appeared at ringside. And judging from his cold expression, he was determined to make up for his last defeat. Next to land was the newly rebuilt Android 16. And the others were soon to follow. Flying in close formation, it was an impressive entrance that had even Cell reacting. As he saw for the first time all the competition he would be up against. And as far as Cell was concerned, only one question remained. Who would fight him first?
Welcome everyone.
Goku seemed like a shoo-in, but the hard-headed Mr. Satan was quick to demonstrate that he would start things off. Goku and his friends were drawn a blank, but a choice must quickly be made. Because as Cell has anxiously announced, it's time. The fight begins today on Dragon Ball Z.
Más caliente. Ay, qué calor. Voy a hacer
Karoni, the first challenger in the Cell Games, has lost by falling out of the ring. How terrible! Let's do it!
After all the talk, all the training, all the idle threats, the hour has finally arrived. It's Goku versus Cell, next time on Dragon Ball Z. Last time on Dragon Ball Z, the Misfit Cavalry arrived. Leaping from their bedazzled pink helicopter, Mr. Satan's top two students entered the Cell Games to fight in their master's place. First came the graceful and self-proclaimed ladies' man, Karoni. He launched into the air with his beautiful flying rose attack. And with a little boost from Cell's energy, it was indeed a finishing move. For Karoni. Ouch. Next was Muscle Man Piroshki, who charged Cell with his prize move, the Megaton Bull Crusher. But without lifting a finger, Cell catapulted the bulbous fighter with a mere exertion of his energy. That's 2 for Cell, none for Planet Earth. Annoyed by his students' slip-ups, Mr. Satan stepped in to settle the score. It was time for the world champion of martial arts to show his stuff. Of course, that didn't last very long. With Mr. Satan's mouth finally shut, Cell could actually begin the tournament he'd intended.
Who will be first? Will it be Goku to start things off?
You bet it is. After all the time Goku has been waiting for this chance, there's only one thing he could say.
Let's do it.
At last, the main event has come. In one corner, the biological android created only to destroy. And in the other, the greatest hero the Earth has ever known. The fight begins. Practice runs are over, and the smiles have stopped. Goku is ready to exert his true power as a Super Saiyan. Will we see at last the secret to Goku's confidence? Does he in fact have the power to defeat the evil Cell? What new powers did Goku discover in the hyperbolic time chamber? The answers are soon to come, as the deep strengths hidden inside our hero are rising to the top. Don't miss the boiling point next time on Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z, Goku powers up to his greatest level as his standoff against Cell explodes into Stage 2. There'll be punches and kicks big enough to crash mountains, but not enough to stop the monster's laugh. It seems Cell has a few powers to unleash of his own. See it all next time on Dragon Ball Z. Last time on Dragon Ball Z, as the first competitor in the Cell game, Goku came out swinging, but everything he threw at the slippery serpent Cell, including the Kamehameha wave attack, had no effect. and a behind-the-back sneak attack only made Cell more psychotic. So much so that he nearly polished the Super Saiyan off with a series of power-packed punches. Still in the game and determined to beat the beast in battle, Goku carefully planned his next attack. But Cell's uncanny ability to anticipate every one of his moves stifled any chance of a strategy.
That was just their warm-up?
Well, looks like they're gonna fight for real.
While a worldwide audience watched in horror, the two warriors stood their ground, stone-faced and silent, making it impossible to know what was really on their minds. Now it's time for Goku to pull out all the stops. He's got to use his Super Saiyan powers to topple that Titan of Terror, Cell. They both possess incredible power, but it's going to take brains as well as brawn to win this competition. Cell's passion for inflicting pain makes him a fearsome force to fight against, and to him, defeating Goku would be the ultimate prize. When these two clash again, only one of them will be left standing. Which one will it be?
By using one of Tien's techniques. No! Goku!
For those of you just tuning in, there has been a dramatic turn of events. Somehow there seem to be 4 cells now, and they're all preparing to go after the strange competitor. I guess you could say the odds are against him. Am I too fast for you, Goku?
Advantage Cell. The crafty creature has done it again. His super speed means he can move around the ring undetected. Will Goku be knocked out of the Cell game permanently? Don't miss the next Dragon Ball Z. Last time on Dragon Ball Z, the Cell games continued, moving into the most furious fighting yet. Goku's Super Saiyan powers were put to the test, and he passed with flying colors. To everyone's surprise, his awesome power could barely be contained in Cell's tournament ring. Not to be outdone, Cell went into battle mode after a quick warm-up. The biomechanical menace was determined to show the whole world that he could finally crush Goku and all the other challengers. With unimaginable strength and an array of stolen fighting techniques at his disposal, Cell has become a truly fearsome foe. But Goku is no rookie, and he too was radiating with pure fighting energy. As the two figures squared off, one thing was certain: the Rumble would not be one to miss. After an intense exchange, Cell fired a Kamehameha wave big enough to destroy the planet. But Goku diverted the blast upward and used his instant transmission to save himself at the last moment, letting the attack fly safely into outer space. Back on the ground, Goku ended Cell's strong offensive with a kick, leaving the never-ending match at a standoff once again. And leaving the vicious Cell with a question he had to have answered.
I want you to tell me how you are able to disappear and reappear.
It's my new technique. Instant transmission.
Cell may not have instant transmission, but he does have incredible speed. And now, he's more determined than ever to prove his perfection.
Am I too fast for you, Goku?
The fight between Goku and Cell is approaching its final round today on Dragon Ball Z.
Come on, Goku. You can't let Cell win. You're the only one who can beat him now. Cell is all over the place. Goku doesn't have a chance.
Has Goku beaten Cell at his own game? Fighting at full power and using the killer combination of the Kamehameha wave with the instant transmission technique really blew Cell's mind. The sly Super Saiyan's maneuver put his friends in a panic, but the risk seemed to have paid off. Now the cruel monster is out of commission, and the threat to planet Earth is over. Or is it? Last time on Dragon Ball Z, Cell had a surprise for Goku.
You almost fell out of the ring. If you had, I would have been declared the winner of this little match of ours. Is the game too hard for you? Should I make it easier? Perhaps this will make things more interesting.
In a reckless move, the genetically engineered villain destroyed his own ring so that he could fight Goku without boundaries. And so, across the desert landscape, the battle waged on. Cell's attack was relentless, but the valiant Super Saiyan matched the attack blow for blow. It seemed the fighters had been thrown into a stalemate, and the bout would last forever. Then, after dodging a string of lethal blasts, Goku unveiled a daring new strategy. Soaring high into the air, Goku gathered up tremendous energy for his most famous move, the Kamehameha wave, and aimed it directly at the Earth. Cell was quick to call Goku's bluff, knowing that he wouldn't risk firing the blast and exploding the entire planet. And that's where Goku got tricky.
No, you wouldn't.
At the last moment, Goku used his instant transmission technique to appear below Cell and deliver the bang before the vile android could put up his guard. Goku has scored a direct hit. Is this the final blow that will win the tournament and rid the Earth of Cell?
Cell into pieces. Nobody could survive the Kamehameha wave at that close range.
You're right, Yamcha. That little maneuver may have just won Goku the tournament.
Come on, Goku, you can't end it this way! You can't let Cell win!
Has Goku lost his mind? If he gives up now, what will prevent Cell from terrorizing the Earth once again? Has Dr. Giro's cruel creation proved that he is even more powerful than our greatest hero? The answers are coming next time on Dragon Ball Z. Episode of Dragon Ball Z, Goku steps down from the tournament and appoints the next challenger, his 11-year-old son. You can bet Chi-Chi isn't too pleased about that. So, has the stress of battle finally gotten to Goku's head? Or is Gohan indeed the planet's new hope? Don't miss the excitement next time on Dragon Ball Z. Last time on Dragon Ball Z, Goku demonstrated his might by unleashing a powerful attack that left Cell's body almost completely disintegrated. Unfortunately for our hero, however, the resilient Cell proved once again that when dealing with him, almost just isn't good enough. Thanks to the regenerative powers that he inherited from Piccolo, Cell was able to restore his body and continue the fight. Cell closed in for the kill, but Goku still had more to give, and in an explosive outburst, he let loose a furious volley that stopped the android in his tracks. But Goku's advantage was fleeting, for with only a minimum of effort, Cell was able to reduce the Super Saiyan's massive onslaught to a harmless fireworks display. The situation seemed bleak. Clearly unable to put a dent in Cell's impenetrable armor, Goku, the Earth's last shining hope, was left with only one option.
You win, Cell. I give up.
Is this the end for the Earth? Has Goku really surrendered to the diabolical monster Cell? Find out today on Dragon Ball Z.
You win, Cell. I give up. You know, I wasn't sure when I came here today that I'd have what it takes to beat you. I know now that I don't. Fighting you has shown me that there's still a lot I have to work toward. We may be enemies, but today you've given me a valuable opportunity to learn more about myself. And for what it's worth, I thank you.
absurd. Folks, as you can see, a young boy has just appeared. Perhaps this brave lad will be the one to take the monster's order.
Goku has an unwavering faith in his son's abilities, but the rest of the Z-Fighters fear the worst, and not without good reason. Gohan's about to begin round 2 in a battle against the most fearsome villain ever to terrorize the Earth. And one thing is certain, the young Super Saiyan will need a lot more than his father's confidence if he's going to win this fight. The hopes of an entire planet rest on the shoulders of a child. Can Gohan muster the strength and courage he'll need to defeat the deadly android? Stay tuned for scenes from the next exciting episode of Dragon Ball Z. Previously on Dragon Ball Z, Goku's battle with Cell came to a stunning conclusion.
I give up!
But the Cell games were far from over. The rest of the gang waited with bated breath as Goku prepared to name the next challenger. Someone he claimed would put the evil android down for good. But who could it be?
That someone is you, son.
Gohan? Had Goku lost his mind?
Ridiculous.
What do you say, son? Go out there and win this one for me, okay?
It seemed our hero was asking the impossible, but young Gohan was determined.
Okay, Dad. I'll do it.
And in a dazzling display, the pint-sized Super Saiyan took the Cell games by storm, unleashing an incredible energy force that far surpassed anyone's expectations. Well, almost anyone. Obviously frustrated by Gohan's awesome abilities, Cell's attacks appear to grow increasingly out of control.
Well, I'm impressed. You're pretty fast, aren't you? What do you say we try speeding things up a notch?
But the vile creature quickly regained his handle on the situation, and soon had the rest of the Z-Fighters fearing the worst.
He's losing. Don't you even care? Huh? Goku, if you don't do something right now, Gohan is gonna die!
Does this brave young warrior really stand a chance against Cell? Get ready to find out on today's Dragon Ball Z.
Well, Gohan, I see you're ready for round 2.
I'm the only one who can take you down.
Don't make me laugh. You can't touch me, kid.
On into the corner. He's not going to have anywhere to go except right through you.
While the others look on anxiously from above, down on the battlefield, the test of will rages on. Cell has fixed his icy stare on Gohan, but the young Super Saiyan stands firm. His iron determination, the only thing between the Earth and total annihilation. Will Gohan awaken his incredible hidden power and put an end to the evil android once and for all? There's only one way to find out. Stay tuned for scenes from the next exciting episode of Dragon Ball Z. On the last episode of Dragon Ball Z, the match between Cell and Gohan opened with a bang, as Cell released a merciless assault on the 11-year-old powerhouse. And onlookers began to question whether or not Goku's confidence in his son was well-deserved, as the young boy refused to fight back.
Goku, you fool! We told you this would happen, we told you! But you just wouldn't listen to us!
Not so fast, Piccolo. Can't you sense his energy? He's fine.
With an explosive re-entrance, Gohan showed that he'd endured the android's attack with only minor scrapes and bruises. Clearly, Gohan had the potential to beat Cell down. But the boy did not want to fight, afraid of what his own powers would do.
I've gotten much stronger, and if I were to lose control, there's really no telling how powerful I might become. And there's no telling what kind of damage a power like that might cause.
Well, your story didn't work, but you have given me something to work for. You see, Gohan, this hidden power of yours intrigues me, and now that I know about it, I'm determined to see it for myself.
Cell is thirsty for a fight, and his curiosity is aroused. Now that he knows about Gohan's power, Cell will not stop until this hidden beast is uncaged. When you play with Gohan, you play with dynamite. And a detonation is exactly what Cell wants. But just how far will Cell go? What vicious tactics will he employ to light the Saiyan's fuse?
Well then, it looks like I might actually get through to you yet. You will not survive this explosion. Cell, you destroy life. You are a parasite to this planet. And I see now that this is the best way to destroy you. Dr. Giro's sick ambition to terrorize the world through us will ultimately be put to rest by his own devices.
Do the powers of Cell have no end? Anxious to unleash Gohan's hidden strength, Cell has let loose a small army of miniature androids on the Z-Fighters. But what sort of powers do these creatures possess? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z! Cell's evil offspring rained down on the Z-Fighters with deadly force, and our heroes could barely stand against a 7-way assault. There's a death on the battlefield and suffering all around. Is this the final straw to unleash Gohan's rage? last episode of Dragon Ball Z, Cell became obsessed with a new goal. Having learned of Gohan's incredible dormant power, he was now determined to bring it out. It was a painful process of trial and error as the mighty Cell made several varied attempts. Trapping Gohan in a powerful deathlock, Cell tried to lure the boy's power with a heavy treatment of pain. Goku had been confident of his son's ability ever since they stepped out of the hyperbolic time chamber. But as the Saiyan hero watched his son being tortured on the battlefield, he realized he had made a mistake. He would have to step in and stop Cell himself. But beating Goku to the punch was the silent giant Android 16, whose attempt to stop Cell was quickly shattered, along with his metal body. And seeing Gohan's reaction to the android's death gave Cell a new strategy.
So, Gohan, we still haven't gotten you mad. Let's try some friendly persuasion.
And then, the unthinkable happened. Cell spawned from his tail 7 miniature versions of himself to attack the Z-Fighters, with the hopes that watching his friends in pain would cause Gohan to unleash his hidden strength.
Now, my dear children, those 7 on the cliff are your enemies. Give them pain. Kill them if it makes you happy. Up to it!
How will Goku and the others fare against these frightening creatures? Will this be the key to triggering Gohan's power? Find out today on Dragon Ball Z!
Plain horrid. Today's been weird.
It is a secret we have known before Gohan could even form words in his mouth. Through fights with Raditz, Garlic Jr., the Ginyu Force, and even Frieza, we've caught glimpses of the child's explosive power. But like an explosion, it always vanished with the moment. It couldn't be controlled. Until now. At last, the beastly power has been harnessed. Gohan has awoken. Now Cell will battle a warrior 11 years in the making on the next Dragon Ball Z. On the last episode of Dragon Ball Z, the wicked Cell Juniors drove our heroes straight into the dirt. Enduring hit after brutal hit, the powerful Z-Fighters were beaten and broken, left to die in the lonely desert ring. Not even Piccolo or the Super Saiyans could turn back the dreadful attackers. With a painful gasp of realization, Goku began to think he'd been wrong about his son. And through all the horror, Gohan watched.
Now take your anger and feed off of it before it's too late for your friends.
Meanwhile, Mr. Satan showed a sliver of courage as he answered the bodiless 16's plea and threw him into the battle. for the exploded android had one last message for the young boy.
Gohan, let it go. I do know how you feel, Gohan, but it is not a sin to fight for the right cause, for there are those who words alone will not reach. Let it go.
And then, with a swift and fatal step, 16's head was crushed before Gohan's eyes. And the light of the gentle android faded.
Yet another fighter you could have saved.
Before his death, 16 asked Gohan to protect all the life he loved, to let go of his restraints and fight. And now he will. If there was a button to press, Cell has pressed it. If there was a final wall, Cell has torn it down. For the gentleness in Gohan has flown away, and the power has awoken. Today on Dragon Ball Z.
Did anything happen to my precious Gohan? Please, you have to tell me!
And so, the demonstration has been made. After releasing his incredible hidden power, Gohan has erased all 7 of the vicious Cell Juniors without the slightest difficulty. Now, he moves to a bigger and better enemy, the mighty Cell himself. Are the predictions of Goku correct? Can Gohan indeed put an end to Cell and all of his tormenting games? Has the role of the planet's protector been passed on from father to son? The climactic battle begins next time on Dragon Ball Z. Previously on Dragon Ball Z, finally pushed to his limit by Cell's evil antics, Gohan was able to restrain himself no longer. In an awesome explosion of energy, Gohan's power raged to the surface and left the other Z fighters gasping in its wake. Even the impish Cell Juniors were frozen in fear as they witnessed the event Goku had predicted from the start. That's right, at long last, the sleeper had awakened. Gohan was reborn.
Cell, I can never forgive you for what you've done.
At last, you've come out of hiding. Now the game will really get exciting.
But Gohan had no more time for words. He snapped into action and in a flash recovered the stolen Sensu beans from Cell. Then, the mighty young Super Saiyan set his sights on the 7 Cell Juniors still on the loose. As Goku watched his son with pride, Gohan taught the pesky Cell Juniors what it was like to take on someone their own size. And in no time at all, Gohan had ground every one of the devilish dwarfs into dust.
Here, pass these around, Trunks.
Sure. Now that Gohan's friends are out of immediate danger, the valiant young warrior has turned his attention to the source of all this suffering. And as Cell braces himself for the conflict to come, Gohan stands the calm center of the raging storm, a look of deadly determination in his eyes. Don't miss the ultimate showdown today on Dragon Ball Z.
I don't want to jinx him, but I think Krillin might be right.
With two mighty blows, Gohan has brought the once seemingly invincible Cell to his knees. But as Piccolo says, it's not over until it's over. And while Gohan may be in control of the moment, he has yet to win the day. Don't miss the next Dragon Ball Z!
Hey everyone, this is Goku, and on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z, Cell is pulling out all the stops. He's powering up to his maximum level and going after Gohan with everything he's got. But he better watch it, because if he's not careful, Gohan's gonna turn him inside out. See it all next time on Dragon Ball Z!
Last.Time on Dragon Ball Z, the battle between Cell and Gohan raged on, and Gohan demonstrated that his powers had transcended those of any other Super Saiyan.
Don't get too confident, for I have yet to show you, young warrior, what I'm truly capable of.
Cannon.
Confronted with an opponent of overwhelming strength, Cell was forced to reveal the full extent of his power. Until now, the evil android had been holding back, but against Gohan's awesome abilities, he had no choice but to pull out all the stops. Cell expected to see the fresh-faced challenger turn and run, but the gifted young Super Saiyan stood his ground. Cell attacked with a flurry of fisticuffs that flattened Gohan, but the young fighter was unfazed by his fearsome foe's attack. He returned fire with an iron fist that sent Cell reeling. Gohan was unstoppable. With just 2 punches, the heroic youth put Cell's lights out.
He only had 2 punches that made contact.
Gohan just won it all.
Now Gohan has Cell right where he wants him.
Why am I so damaged?
Will Gohan finally put an end to the Cell games?
Why doesn't Gohan just finish Cell off?
I'll get you for this!
Now that Gohan has freed Android 18 from the belly of the beast, Cell's power is fading fast. Gohan knows that with his Super Saiyan strength, he could finish Cell off easily. But what is he waiting for? Stay tuned for scenes from the next exciting episode of Dragon Ball Z. Last time on Dragon Ball Z. In a desperate attempt to defeat Gohan, Cell prepared to release a deadly Kamehameha wave aimed directly at the Earth.
Here you go! Let's see you try and stop this!
But Gohan stood his ground. At the last moment, Gohan countered Cell's attack with his own more powerful blast, catching the monster off guard and saving the Earth from certain destruction. When the smoke cleared, it was obvious that Gohan's clever tactic had done the trick. Cell was half the cruel creature that he used to be.
I'm going to let him suffer.
But Cell quickly regenerated his lost limbs and bulked himself up to maximum power in an explosion of insane anger.
Boy, you won't defeat me! A worthless Saiyan like you can't compete with me! I am invincible!
Gohan took Cell's words as a challenge and booted the beast in the belly, giving him a monstrous case of indigestion. It was too much for the dastardly demon to handle. His evil appetite came back to haunt him as he lost his lunch and his complete power when he regurgitated the unconscious Android 18. Cell's strength is fading fast. Will Gohan deliver the final blow and end his reign of terror? Today on Dragon Ball Z.
Hey, you put up a good fight, Gohan. I'm proud of you.
ever! It's so good to be back.
Oh no! Cell has somehow managed to survive the explosion on King Kai's planet. He's come back stronger than ever, and now he's ready for another round of evil. Will Cell have the last laugh after all? Find out on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z! Last time on Dragon Ball Z, realizing that there was no way to beat Gohan, Cell decided to go out with a bang.
I'm gonna blow myself up now, and I'm gonna take you with me. So say goodbye to your precious planet.
What? Blow up the Earth? That's when Goku took matters into his own hands.
Goodbye, my son.
With mere seconds remaining, Goku had to act fast. Using his instant transmission technique, he transported Cell to King Kai's planet, just as the bloated beast popped his top and blew up. Big time. Cell was blown to smithereens, but his detonation also had dire consequences for Goku. King Kai's planet was completely destroyed, along with everything on it. In a bold final move to save the Earth, Goku had made the ultimate sacrifice. But there was little time to mourn the fallen hero. What was that? From out of nowhere, a giant storm cloud arose. Could this be some freak act of nature? I don't think so. Forget the forecast. Even I can predict trouble when I see it.
No, it can't be. What is that? He's back.
There was no denying the danger. Gohan and the gang could feel it in the air, but there was little warning for what was about to happen next. Somehow, Cell had survived his own detonation. The tormented demon has come back from the great beyond. He's already blasted Trunks. Now he has his sights set on the rest of the Z Warriors. Can the good guys get it together before Cell picks them off one by one? Since regenerating into an indestructible force of evil, there seems to be no stopping the maniacal Cell. But Gohan is determined to stand until the end. The young Super Saiyan has faced overwhelming odds before, but never this great. Can he muster the strength to stunt Cell's growth permanently? Or have our young hero's days come to an end? Stay tuned for scenes from the next Dragon Ball Z! Previously on Dragon Ball Z, Goku said a few quick goodbyes and then used his instant transmission to zap himself and the exploding Cell away from planet Earth. Teleporting Cell to King Kai's planet before the monster self-destructed, Goku managed to save the Earth from certain doom at the cost of his own life. It was a heartbreaking scene for Gohan, who had to watch his father vanish because of his own missed chance at finishing Cell. But Goku and Gohan were not the only father and son split apart by Cell's rampage. Stealing Trunks' life with a deadly blast, Cell made his horrific re-entrance onto Earth. Somehow, he had survived. And with sparks of pure energy shooting from his body, it was clear that the genetically engineered killer was stronger than ever before. This apparent power-up, however, did nothing to stop the enraged Vegeta from assaulting Cell. Yet, despite his newfound passion to avenge his son, the Saiyan Prince could do little against the enemy, and Cell prepared to add Vegeta to his long list of the slain. Now it was Gohan's turn once again as he threw himself in front of the blast. The noble move saved Vegeta, but left one arm lifeless and his energy severely docked. With Gohan badly injured and Cell turbocharged, is there any way for our heroes to win? The battle's end is drawing near.
I will live forever!
This place has been good to me, but all my feasting here is done. And I'd hate to leave without first cleaning my plate. Soon it'll be nothing but a cloud of dust! Emptiness. It seemed all of my obstacles had been shattered, and there was nothing left to do. The universe is said to have begun with a bang. How appropriate. For now an explosion has given me the power to finish it. You! Die!
Instant, Gohan has decided to fight. He has his father's strength. He even has his attack technique. But has Gohan inherited that most important trait? Has Gohan become a hero? Next time on Dragon Ball Z, the Earth braces for impact as the blast from Gohan and Cell collide. Goku tries urgently to coach his son to a win, but Cell's new powers are more than he can bear. All seems lost until Gohan gets a surprise helping hand. Dragon Ball Z. Gohan felt sure he had failed and that the Earth would soon be lost. But then came a voice.
You've got to be joking. Getting up already? Well, that's nothing like the Gohan I know.
Dad, where are you?
Yes, it was Goku, communicating from the other world with the help of King Kai, and he was convinced that all Gohan needed was a little reassurance.
Trust yourself, Gohan. It may feel like Cell weakened you, but what's really draining all your strength is your own doubt.
Okay, it's all starting to become clear now, Dad. I only have one arm, but that's all I need.
Revitalized by his father's vote of confidence, Gohan buckled down for one last run, powering up to fire Goku's own choice technique, the deadly Kamehameha Wave. The two explosive fighters have taken their stances, with power levels shooting far beyond anything the Earth has ever seen. It's the final shootout between giants, and one thing is for sure, only one will survive the day.
Now you die!
Piccolo!
That's right. Good, Piccolo.
Gohan, I'm so proud of you.
At last, the terror known as Cell has been silenced forever. The battle is won, and the world is safe once more. Thank you, Goku, for all that you gave. The Earth will miss you. On the last Dragon Ball Z, Gohan and Cell threw all their remaining power into a titanic showdown. Both fighters struggled, unable to secure the upper hand, but in a most unexpected move, Vegeta jumped to the young warrior's aid, distracting Cell long enough for Gohan to unleash his deepest final power. A power that eradicated every trace of the genetically engineered monster, down to his wicked core. Dr. Giro's hateful creation, after crossing through space and time to torment the planet, has finally been destroyed. But the cost of victory was high. Now, can our heroes clean up the damage Cell has left in his wake? Find out today on Dragon Ball Z.
Look at him. Guess saving the world can take its toll on you. You sure have gotten strong, kid.
Awake at last.
Dende, get away from her quick! She'll punch a hole right through you!
Nobody's gonna kill anybody. Hey, we can put the past behind us, can't we? Now that Gohan's beat Cell, we can all be friends.
Gohan did?
You
Excuse me.
So Goku has decided to remain in the other world, but he will stay alive in the hearts of Gohan and of us all.
Listen, you have one more wish for me to grant. I'm waiting.
On the last episode of Dragon Ball Z, Dende used the newly remodeled Dragon Balls to summon a new and improved Eternal Dragon. The scaly green Titan now had the power to grant 2 wishes instead of 1. It was a bargain for ball gatherers that couldn't be refused. And while the Earth's special forces were seeking to restore life above, a shameless opportunist was taking all the credit for their victory down below. What a bunch of suckers! And what a turkey! Meanwhile, the wish to restore Cell's victims back to life was granted, and the others realized that a special trip to see Purunga could bring Goku back as well. But he had other plans.
Hey, don't I get a say in this? As a Saiyan baby, I was sent to Earth to destroy it, and unfortunately, it's kind of like I've been fulfilling that mission all along. So I'm gonna stay here now. I don't really mind. King Kai says I can get special treatment because I saved Earth and all. I'll be able to keep my body, and from what I hear, there's lots of interesting people to meet. It'll be fun. I guess what I'm trying to say is, I appreciate your feelings toward me, but you'll have to find something else to wish for. This is my home now. Dad! You all better take notes of everything that happens in your life, because when they're through, I'll want to hear all about it. Until then, bye.
And so their beloved Goku, who had been both savior and friend, decided to continue his life beyond the mysterious frontier known as death. But those who know Goku know that he will be watching. Always and forever.
Always known what's best for everybody. Always.
I'm really proud of you, son.
Thanks, Mom.
Be careful.
Right. Dad?
Come on! What are you waiting for?
As Goku and King Kai break ground on their new house, Trunks heads downstream on the mystical River of Time, thinking of the serious task that await him upon his arrival. Join us on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. Previously on Dragon Ball Z, under the guidance of his master and father, Gohan was able to reach radical new depths and unleash a power that had no rival. Cell could only look on with horror as the tides turned, his evil vision and his body disintegrating right before his very eyes. It was the mother of all energy waves, as beautiful as it was deadly. A good omen that signaled a time of new beginnings on planet Earth. But instead of donning their party hats, the Earth Special Forces celebrated by summoning the Eternal Dragon, which, thanks to Dende, could now grant 2 wishes instead of 1. The first wish was easy.
Please revive all those on Earth who were killed by Cell.
O death, where is thy victory? O grave, where is thy sting? And when it was time to try to bring Goku back with the second wish, the Super Savior said thanks, but no thanks. It was time for a change, to move on and face new frontiers. A new generation on Earth was arising, and the groundwork had already been laid. His work was complete. Trunks was ready to set sail on his new adventure as well. After finding a group of true friends and the power to set things right in the future, it was time to head for home.
Love you. Goodbye.
Later, man!
Bye, Trunks!
Although peace has been restored to the Earth in the present, the future from which Trunks came is still a very bleak place. No one knows where Androids 17 and 18 are going to strike next. The people are living in constant fear. With the androids gone, it was a time of new beginnings on Earth. The cities were being rebuilt and old wounds were beginning to heal. At last, the darkness had been overcome and the light was shining in once again. The special young man responsible for this change was preparing to take one more trip into the past to tell his friends the good news.
We'll be okay. Come on. Bubbles, Gregory, road trip!
Goku and King Kai have begun their journey to the other world. What is this mysterious place? And what will our adventurers find when they get there? Join us next time on Dragon Ball Z. On Dragon Ball Z, Goku and King Kai catch a plane to the other world. That's right, there will be plenty of amazing new sights and plenty of incredible new characters to meet as the adventure continues on the next exciting episode of Dragon Ball Z.